Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Vintage Story. My apologies first and foremost on the last episode. There was a noise gate in place that was causing the audio to go a little off track, and I fixed that now. I don't know how it got there at all, but it did. I'd like to, well, first of all, just clear my inventory a little bit, and we're going to need to clean our inventory up a bit. However, I'd like to see if we can hold off until nighttime before we make any food, because I'd like to do that while we don't have that much to do. And boy, do we have stuff to do, because today we are going to try to build our house. I'm just going to see what I did with that dirt. Here it is. And we are going to be building a house out of packed dirt, fences, and also, what's the word for it? Some of the sandstone, I think, for the floor, and of course a thatch or grass roof. We're going to build our house over here by our farm, and I think we'll be able to put a little hut in by these berry bushes. And I am actually just going to move these berry bushes out of the way. Just a temporary location. I know this one's flowering, and I'd really like to see it grow, but I will need to move it out of the way. I'm going to move it just over here for now. I do want to get a little orchard going. Great, we've got some low fertility soil we can work on tackling with our berry bushes, but that is going to be a project for another day. Right now, we desperately need a bit of a nicer shelter. Well, I don't want to say we desperately need it, but we would benefit from a nicer shelter. So that is what I'd like to do now. This area I'm clearing now wouldn't be awful, but I want to build just a level downwards. It's the spot I have in my head, and I've kind of started to fall in love with it. So the purpose of today's episode really is focused on building this house. And figuring out our food situation. It's already figured out, but we're just kind of in a waiting game. So while that is something we're doing, it's not the priority, if you know what I mean. Alright, 60 packed dirt. It should be plenty to start. We're not doing anything crazy. It's just going to be a 5x5 square. Just a tiny little interior. Perfect. And I'm going to break you down. And we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. Yeah, up 3. Because I want the roof to start on this 4th level. Or I want this to be my roof. I should clarify. I mean, we're really just building a hut for all intents and purposes. And I'm doing this one, well, primarily because I really want us to be living out the Stone Age truly in its fullest capacity. I like to play this game going at a slow-ish pace. Well, I say that. I tend to go at a faster pace than I'd like to. And that's what I'm trying to avoid right now. Okay. And so we'll have the roof start there. Let me close this in. Oh, I need 1, 2, okay. So 6 more dirt blocks is plenty. Let me take it from here so this looks a smidge more natural. 5, 6. Perfect. 3, 4, 5, 6. And I do just need to cut out the dirt here, here, and here, as well as we may as well dig this floor out while we are in the middle of shoveling. And the floor is going to be the sandstone. We are also, like always, struggling with food, so let's see if we can go find some berries out this way that we haven't already scavenged. because we have done quite a bit of scavenging. Just a little bit to hold us over. Really? Kind of surprised there's nothing. There might be something right here, but I can't quite tell just yet. Oh, I thought I saw something there. No, it's flowering. It's not berries, they're just flowers. Well, that's fine. It will be okay long term, but it'd be nice to not be struggling dramatically, at least, while we're working on this. We are going to need a ton of grass, and I don't think this is going to be enough working on this one knife. I am, however, going to go collect a bunch of grass, and I will see you on the other side as I time-lapse through this. All right, and so we are out of our knife. So let's see how many hay bales we made. We were able to get 13. It's not going to be enough, but we can at least get the corners going, and then we can have a start on the roof. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually think having it start that high is going to be a bit of a problem. Oof. And we are hungry, so I think we're gonna have to go run back home and probably eat a turnip or two just to get us over until it's dinner time. Because like I said, I really don't want to cook until it's nighttime. That way we have something to do during the night. So let's see here. Perfect. Just eat like 2 turnips. Or actually, let me get 3 just because I had a weird number. And perfect. Get back to our house. And I do have a shovel still, so I will probably use that. Wow, look at our house. I mean, it is just a thing of beauty, isn't it? I bet you're incredibly jealous of the quality of the house that we are constructing here. I will keep this dirt in the middle, but I'm going to get rid of the dirt in the corners, which I think is fair. I could even replace it with hay, but depending on how the roof goes, I just may. But let's get through this first, because we're going to need several more knives, and we're just not equipped for that at the moment. Alright, let's take a look here. Get our torch going, because it is just getting a little dark. This looks better. Not. The house is looking more Neolithic, and that's definitely what I'm going for right now. Perfect. Okay, so that was just enough to finish the first layer of roofing. And you go here. Yes. Okay, so we are going to do one more layer of roofing, and then I believe that we will finish off with 9 hay bales in the middle. But again, we are going to need quite a bit of grass. I would like to collect 2 knives worth, and I think one of our barriers right now is actually flint. So there's some flint here. At least a flint. Let's see if we can find some more. And we need sticks as well. There's at least 1 stick here, 2 sticks. That's perfect. Now let's see if we can find some flint as well. I'm just gonna plant a random birch tree here. We'll see it grow up over time. If I were flint, where would I be? I may be able to build things out of the stone. I don't know if peridotite is too soft for doing things. It is not. Okay. So let's do that. I always forget that I can do this, but you can't. And I don't know how the durability is going to compare to a flint knife. It is worse. It is notably worse, actually. And I can show this comparison here. Let me just get this going. And the flint has a durability of, I believe, 140. And the peridotite here had a durability of 90. Okay, so it's 130 versus 90. So I'm going to take these knives and I'm going to just start mowing down some more grass. So I will see you on... Alright, so it is starting to get fairly dark out. We do need food, and that's going to take some time. So I think what we can do is probably start looking at doing that cooking I was talking about. First, let us do this. I want 20 of these again. Actually, I'll try 16. And you go like this. So I need 4 more hay bales, which is good to know, but we're going to do some cooking now. Get that all squared away. In order to do the cooking, we're going to need our meat, and we're also going to need our turnips. We're going to be making red meat and turnip stew. There can be up to 6 items in a slot, and you make 6 servings of whatever soup you're making, or porridge in some instances if you wanted to make porridge. So in this case, we're going to make 6 servings of red meat stew with turnip, and we're going to need more wood than that, but we can at least start the fire with what we have, and then I believe we have more wood that we can chop. Otherwise, I'll run out very quick. You go in. I was going to say, I thought we had more wood. So let's cut this with an axe. It's got 9 durability. I'll just cut all that wood so we have a stack. Nope. You were not supposed to go back in there. I'm going to stack you up here, and I'll take 4. So when you're cooking something, there is a cooking temperature, and this is true if you're smelting, quickliming, cooking actual food, etc. And once the food reaches at least that temperature, it will begin to cook. And you can see here that the fire is actually much hotter, and it's at a much higher temperature. And also, if I were to let this run cold, the food will retain heat and continue to cook for a period of time. So what you can do is, just to conserve fuel, you can run off the residual heat, and then when you start approaching the either cooking temperature or the temperature it's at right here, you can place another fuel down, and that will restart the fuel process. And you probably save maybe a third to half of fuel by doing that, and greatly reduce your fuel consumption. Or you can just stick them all in and wait for it to be done. So it really depends on how much you want to watch and conserve. There's also a risk that if you put too much in, and especially for more valuable fuels, so say you need 3 charcoal, but you put 10 in because you don't know what you need. If you're not watching that, you'll burn through all 10 of those charcoal. So it is important to an extent that you're watching your fires when you're cooking or smelting. That way you're maximizing your fuel, unless you're in a position where you don't really care about fuel consumption. And I think for us, we're going to put 1 more piece of wood in. We probably don't need another piece of wood, but I'm going to put 1 more in just for the sake of being thorough And I'm going to let it burn immediately after, because like I said, I don't really think we need it. It's medium rift activity outside. And I'm actually, let me mark this as home. I'll delete this home waypoint and replace it with a ruin. And this is a ruin that we have fully explored because I took the vessel and I took the bony soil. So I will mark this ruin in green. How much sandstone do I have? I have 4 and I need 9. So let me go collect that other 9. And you can see we are wrapping up our cooking over here. Our other 5, I mean. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this would be 5 right here. Oh, and we are hungry again, which is perfect with our first meals coming and getting cooked here. We'll be able to eat some real food for a change. Alright, so let's put this down, and then I can right-click with a bowl, and you can see just how much that fills us up. So that's really, really good. Low rift activity, so the rift activity is going down, which is great. Actually, I think I need 10. So since it's low rift activity, why don't we see about working on the house? I believe it's this way, although we can't see very well. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. And let's get the sandstone floor in first. Perfect. And now that we have that in, we can work on the roof level up here. And so we're going to need a corner. Nope. Perfect. And 2, 3, and another corner. That is not how we put the corner down. I think I was going to say we need to do it like that. 1, 2, 3, and another corner. And 1, 2, 3, and another corner, and 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then I guess we will end up tearing the dirt roof down, and we will do it with hay instead. To be true to our thatch roofing here, and besides, packed dirt doesn't seem like it would make a very good roof anyway. So let's just tear this down, and then how are these going to go? I was going to say, do they go on their side? And it looks like they do, but it actually kind of looks like it's one texture all the way around. So I think that's fine, and we need 4 of these. And each one of these is made with 8, so let's see if we can count this out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is 8, so that's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this should be our last 4 that we need. And then our house is complete. Yes. Perfect. So we need a few things. We need a door. We need to get some windows in here. And that's all easy to do. We're going to take the door from our existing house, and we have exactly 4 fences, so we can work on that, work with that. And then we're going to need to start bringing our stuff over here, but we're going to do that during the daytime, I think. Let's get you, and our axe broke, that's fine. Let's get our bed, okay. And then I'd like to bring these fences, and I don't believe I have any more bowls because I'm waiting on them to fire. So I can't do the oil lamp. I was hoping to set up the oil lamps tonight, but The oil lamp is going to have to wait, unfortunately. Alright. So we can barely see it because of how dark it is, but here is our house. And just for safety, we're going to use this as windows. And we'll put in the rough-hewn door. And then I will put a hay bed on this side, and I'll have a little fire pit here for cooking. And I'll probably keep my foods in a storage vessel in here. And that is going to be all we're using our house for. What I'd like to do is I'd like to set up rough-hewn fences, you know, like this and this, this and this. Keep my other storage vessels and stuff here, so it's kind of like an overhanging storage. And then we'll have to build an area for our pit kilns to keep them safe. We do need another axe, so I think for now we will just make one out of peridotite. And we're going to need a stick as well, so we'll go chase that down. And I'm doing this because I'd like to make more of those fences so that we can build that little overcropping that I was just talking about, or get that area a bit more completed. However, that is probably easier said than done with how bad visibility is at night. Here's some sticks. Oh, and it's right by the maple logs that I was gunning for as well. So that's great, but I am going to need 2 more sticks. So we'll have to go looking for those. There's 1 stick. And there's trees over here, I think, that we can use. Yes, okay. Look at that. We've got it all ready, so let's craft that up. And then we can head this way. Our farm being lit up really makes a world of difference. And I could take the oil lamp from here, but again, I really do think it makes a good positive difference for us. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, but not to the back side. The back, I think it'll be too much to have it like here and then here as well. And the back, I think we're going to use for maybe firewood, but this is going to be for actual storage vessels. And the reason I haven't cooked the rest of this food is because I'm waiting on those crocks to be done. So once the crocks are done, we will cook up the rest of this food. For now, we'll work on bringing our storage over. So I can use, oh, I gotta take this off my offhand. I can use the carry-on mod to carry storage vessels on our backs. You can see it here if I press F5. You can see I've got that reed chest on my back. And with reed chests, you don't suffer any penalties, but if you were to do something a bit more substantial, like when we do the other vessels, it will give us a penalty to, I believe, not just our speed, but to our hunger as well. So that's certainly something we're going to have to keep in mind. But for now, we can just work on bringing these over, and it's getting closer and closer to being daytime anyway. And I'll feel a lot better about bringing that stuff over in daytime, just in case we get caught unsuspecting by a drifter. And let's bring over number 3. But we should be getting pretty close to these pit kilns being done. And then we can actually get lighting in our house, which will be great. And you can see it is slowly turning daytime now. It's getting easier and easier to see, which is great. Alright. Reed chest number 3. let's work on collecting some of the miscellaneous things we have hanging out in this ruin. So that includes my bowl of food. There we go. My extra torch. And we're going to put a storage vessel on our back. And there is a difference. I can see it. I don't know if you can, but it's definitely a minor difference. And eventually, I'd like all the little storage to become storage vessels, but for now, we still have the chests. That's certainly something we can work towards, is we're going to want a better firing area, and we're going to want to make several storage vessels. So that's something we can maybe do in an upcoming episode. But this house is priority number 1 for this episode. And this storage vessel, I am going to place inside the house. And I want to get a knife and just a piece of grass, because I'm going to need that to build the fire pit inside the home. And we'll place the storage vessel right there. And then we can go grab the firewood over here. And the last thing we'll be missing is the clay that's still firing. Great. And I'm just going to break the fire pit that we have here, since we don't need it anymore. And we can build the new fire pit inside our home. Look at that, we are moving up in the world. And you can go here. And I will place the cooking pot over here. And we're going to need to do some organization. And I think that is the next thing up on our agenda. Let me place you in there. Perfect. So I am going to get our chests organized, at least a little bit. And while I am doing that, that is super unengaging content. And for that reason, I'm going to just time-lapse right through this organization. So I will see you. Okay, so that is all that squared away. So what we have here is this is kind of going to be our dump chest. Doesn't have a home chest, at least for now. In here, we have all of our food and our food storage for the moment. And then this is a animal product chest. Over here, I have rocks and stone and clay. And in here, I have natural products. Overflow is going to be covered by that chest over there. And that should get us covered for the meantime. Let's take a look and see if our pottery is a bit more underway. It looks like it may be, but it can be deceiving because it is not. I do also want one more piece of sandstone cobblestone. And what I'm going to use that for is just at the foot of our bed, so that we have a little raised area where we can put our oil lamp. Once we're able to make an oil lamp, that is. So the last thing we're missing is ideally we need a basement or for a cellar. And I don't really have good access to anywhere for building a cellar. So I'm thinking, if possible, I'm wondering if we can build a cellar inside this hill. So let's see if maybe we can build a little cellar here. So we have our entrance, and then we have the rock on the floor, which is not a problem. And we just have this 3x3 room, 3x3x3 room that we dig out here, and we can use this as a cellar. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use a door. The door that we have does not count as a solid surface or a valid way to close off a cellar. And so for that reason, we are going to, oh, I don't like that. For that reason, we are going to have to probably cover this up with packed dirt as our entryway for now. Oh, our cellar is temporally unstable, but that should be fine. But of course it is, because that's just kind of the way that things have been rolling lately, hasn't it? And then we come over here, and magically everything is fine and stable. Why was it going there? I want to go this way. There we go. I knew I had a ton of packed dirt. So we'll get the packed dirt going here. And then let me just have this come out a bit more. And just make this terrain, oh, you're flint, that's why. Just a little bit more pleasant to navigate. And then what I can do is I can collect some of these peridotite stones. I think I need 8 of them. And I can use these to build path block slabs or path block stairs. And I think the stairs are what I'm going to go for. And I can use these stairs to provide entryway into our cellar. So let's go get some blocks here. Or some stones, I should say. I need one more, and I see some right over here. And then I have to combine these with dirt. And I believe the pattern is one goes here, and the rest goes there. There we go. And this will give us some stone path stairs. And I can use the stone path stairs just to give us a way up into the cellar. And again, we're going to want an oil lamp for the cellar. Perfect. And speaking of oil lamps, let's see if our stuff has finally finished firing. It's been taking forever, but here we are, day 5. Probably around the time we fired it last time, just shy a couple hours. No, we're not done yet. Anyways, I think that represents a great place for us to stop for today's episode. We accomplished quite a bit, and I'm not going to go into a spiel here. Let's actually take a look at our accomplishments. There on the side of the hill, we just did it, so I won't show it off again. We have a little food cellar. It's temporally unstable, but that shouldn't affect the food rottage. And that will allow us to store our foods. Maybe it would have made more sense to build it here, but oh, never mind. It's temporally unstable right here, too. We live in the absolute worst area, and let me tell you, I can't wait until we start exploring and find a better area. And in fact, that may be a great thing for us to start looking at doing. Once we have meals, we can... Oh, and we have meals. We can cook up some meals, and we can work on perhaps exploring and seeing if we can find a better place to build a more permanent shelter. And we can run between those two bases because we still have crops here that we're going to want to pay attention to. Anyway, here is our house. It's a tiny little thing, absolutely. But it's ours. Whoa, that was kind of crazy. I wonder, can I turn to face you? No, it's not really letting me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of Vintage Story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed all the progress we made. This has probably been one of the better episodes in terms of just the sheer amount of progress that we have made. If you're enjoying the series, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all the regular things. Okay. We have one stable area, I guess, and we're going to stay here. Anyways, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.